Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast for Peaceful Era. And I am your humble host, Madama Rochelle Bamba. And you're probably wondering why is the podcast named Her Peaceful Era? Well, there you go. Her Peaceful Era is a Christian podcast for women who are ready to step out of chaos into calm, leaving behind bitterness, envy, jealousy, and hate. This is your safe space for you to grow into the woman God has destined you to become, finding your purpose, getting redeemed, becoming radiant. Together, we are all going to journey into becoming the women God has called us to become. We're going to find our purpose, you know, and glow in Christ. So I've always knew that I wanted to start a podcast, being an advocate for young women and girls. I've always knew that I wanted to start a podcast. But this podcast was actually birthed in the place of prayer and fasting. It came from the place of brokenness. There was a season in my life where I was broken. I was really broken. Like I was broken. And God found me. And when He found me, there was a lot of things that He showed me and He told me. And one of the things that God did was He had to discipline me and He isolated me for months. And then he had to separate me from places that no longer serve my purpose. He had to disconnect me from friends, from association and gathering that did not bring glorification to his name. He had to separate me. But being that I always knew I wanted to start a podcast, I just didn't know how. And then when I started to walk with God and I started to have self conviction about my life, the lifestyle I was living, the things that I was doing, and by the grace of God, He saved me, He delivered me, and I'm a new creature in Christ Jesus. Yes. So basically, during my time of brokenness, He said, "Why don't you start a podcast? You've been through a lot. It's time that you let go and embrace your softness. It's time to let go of this war that you know that you will not end. Don't start. It's time that you let go of the hate. It's time that you forgive." Then he said, "Why don't you start a podcast to help other women, other women out there?" And I was like, "Am I qualified? I have so much doubt, so much confusion. I call it my Moses syndrome. Wherein God instructed Moses to go to Pharaoh in Egypt and to tell him to let the children of Israel to go, and Moses to God. Then someone else, not me, I'm not qualified. I'm not a good speaker. Giving all type of flimsy excuses. That was exactly what I was doing, but I am so grateful and I'm so honored and I feel blessed to be on this journey with you guys. Because I know that there are a lot of young women and girls out there who are tired of being angry, who are tired of being bitter. They want to be soft. They want to be seen as this young girl, this young lady who is calm, who is peaceful, but they just don't know how. So this podcast is for you. If you're tired of being bitter, you're tired of being angry, hateful, you are tired of people presenting you in the public as this girl who is so bitter, selfish, you know, this is your podcast. Don't go nowhere. So we are going to be posting our podcast every Monday. Mhm. Every Monday, we're going to post the podcast. So don't go nowhere. Stay tuned. If you are listening to the podcast on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts, don't go nowhere. Stay tuned for new episodes. Like and subscribe. If you are watching this podcast on YouTube or on TikTok, on YouTube, like and subscribe to the podcast channel. And if you are watching on TikTok, also like, share. Because this podcast, we are going to discuss biblical truth, have a real conversations, and practical guardian. on this podcast. Once again, welcome to the podcast for Peaceful Era, and I am your humble host, Madama Rochelle Bamba.